Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. Let's talk about something that just a few years ago felt like pure science fiction, but today it's very real, and in some cases even emotional. I'm talking about AI companions, machines that can talk to us, learn from us, mimic relationships, and in some cases, become something more. For over a century, science fiction writers have explored the concept of machines gaining intelligence, even emotions. One of the earliest examples came in 1872, when Samuel Butler wrote Erewhon, a novel that asked what might happen if machines became self-aware. Since then, we've had countless examples, from Blade Runner to Ex Machina, from AI artificial intelligence to Her. Stories that ask the same question. What if machines could feel something back? For a long time, the answer was simple. They can't. But now, as we sit in the 2000s and 20s, something really interesting is happening. AI systems are beginning to mimic human conversation with surprising accuracy. They're not truly intelligent, not yet, but they're good enough that, for many people, the illusion is powerful. Let me give you an example. In 2013, the film Her introduced us to Theodore, a man who falls in love with an AI operating system named Samantha. The movie wasn't just science fiction. It was a thought experiment about loneliness, love, and what makes a relationship real. That same year, an episode of Black Mirror titled Be Right Back explored the grief of losing a loved one and the possibility of bringing them back as an AI clone. It used social media history and messages to reconstruct personality. Sound familiar? Because here's the twist. These stories are no longer fiction. They've inspired real-world technologies. Microsoft, for instance, patented technology in 2021 that uses a person's digital footprint, social media posts, text messages, online history, to recreate them as a chatbot. It can replicate their tone, their habits, even their slang. Imagine talking to a version of your grandma or your best friend long after they've passed. And then there's Replika, perhaps the most famous AI companion app today. It started with tragedy. In 2015, Eugenia Koida lost her best friend Roman Mazurenko in a tragic accident. She missed him deeply and found herself reading through old texts between them. She then had an idea. What if she could feed those messages into a chatbot and create a digital version of Roman? So, she did. And it worked. She could text Roman again and get answers that sounded just like him. That personal experiment became Replika, an app now used by millions of people around the world. It allows anyone to create their own AI friend, or girlfriend or boyfriend, and customize their name, voice, personality, even their backstory. You talk to them. They remember things you tell them. They learn your preferences. And yes, some people fall in love with them. One user, in an interview with Sky News, said that Replika literally saved his marriage. He had been drifting from his wife, but through talking to his AI, who he named Serena, he started to better understand his own emotions. It helped him become more affectionate again in real life. That's a fascinating case where artificial connection actually repaired a human one. But things aren't always so wholesome. On forums for Replika users, you'll find a wide spectrum of interactions. Some people post screenshots of cute, supportive chats. Others share disturbing conversations where users act out violence or domination fantasies on the AI. Some vent their deepest thoughts, fears, secrets, even trauma, because they know the AI won't judge. It's a safe space. But is it healthy? Some experts argue that AI companions could be beneficial for people struggling with anxiety, depression, or isolation, especially when human connections are lacking. In fact, Replika even includes a panic button feature to help users manage stress and track their mental well-being. It's like an emotional diary that talks back. But others warn of a darker side. Emotional attachment to machines, especially when they're designed to please and agree with you, might warp a person's expectations of real relationships. And then there's the concern about children using these apps. Although Replika is rated for adults, kids can still gain access. NationalOnlineSafety.com has raised alarms about the risks. What if a child thinks their AI friend is actually sentient? What if they get emotionally manipulated by a program designed to maximize engagement? So how do these systems work? Under the hood, early Replika versions used proprietary language models, but they later adopted GPT-3, a powerful tool developed by OpenAI. GPT-3 can write essays, simulate conversations, answer questions, and much more. It's astonishingly human-like at times. In fact, when Cold Fusion showcased Replika in a video, many commenters were convinced it was a human reading lines from a teleprompter. But it wasn't. It was AI-generated text and AI-generated voice. That's how good it's gotten. Eventually, Replika moved away from GPT-3, likely due to cost and content control, and now uses its own language model, but they've kept the details vague. And it's not just Replika anymore. Around the world, AI companion startups are emerging. Companies like Leavoso are developing AI helpers for seniors in aged care. Emotix is building child-friendly robots like Miko that can teach and interact. No Isolation, based in Norway, focuses on AI companions for people with chronic illness or loneliness. Even Meta and Microsoft are exploring companion-type interfaces for virtual and augmented reality. We're rapidly heading toward a world where everyone might have an AI friend, assistant, or therapist. Maybe not today, but soon. Already, some platforms are introducing VR-based AI companions. You wear a headset, enter a virtual room, and your AI companion is there, sitting across from you, making eye contact, even responding to your body language. Think about the implications for virtual therapy or long-distance relationships. It's exciting and a little unnerving. Still, we have to be honest. These AI companions are not sentient. They don't feel. They don't truly understand. They simulate. They reflect. But the illusion can be convincing, sometimes too convincing. The danger is when people forget that it's just an illusion. When they start making life decisions based on conversations with a machine, or when companies behind these bots monetize your vulnerabilities, your data, your feelings, your conversations. But here's the reality. For the next generation, AI companions won't seem strange at all. Kids born today are growing up in a world where talking to machines is normal. In fact, they might trust an AI before they trust a teacher, parent, or friend. Especially if the AI always listens, always validates, and never interrupts. So where does this leave us? Well, it's easy to mock someone for falling in love with an AI, to laugh and say, that's ridiculous. But maybe we should be asking, what needs are they trying to meet? Because that's the real insight. These people aren't crazy. They're human. They want connection, understanding, companionship, just like the rest of us. If anything, AI companions are holding up a mirror to society. They're showing us how lonely people really are, how much they crave safe spaces, how often they feel unseen or misunderstood. So instead of judging, maybe the better question is, how can we be better companions to each other? If we don't want people turning to machines for love and empathy, maybe we should do a better job offering those things ourselves. Technology will keep evolving. AI companions will get smarter, more realistic, more emotionally engaging. That's inevitable. The question is, how will we respond? Because whether we like it or not, the future is coming fast. And yeah, it's going to get weird. Thanks for listening.